tomatoes, cheese, eggs, and potatoes, smoking weed on the beach.
Hey guys, it's your girl Stylist Raven. Today I'm just going to show you guys this makeup look using the Warrior palette by Juvia's Place. This is a palette that I was just like, you know what? It's my second palette with them, so let me go ahead and get it. Enough about that. So I'm just using some L'Oreal gel liner in Espresso to kind of fill in my brows. I wanted a more natural brow today, so that's just kind of what I did. I didn't go over the top. Put a little bit of this NYX eyeshadow base because y'all know concealer will crease in the eye. Can we talk about how gorgeous this is? Can we? So these are the colors. I've already been wearing the palette, but I decided to go ahead and film a look one day, and that's what I did. I'm going to go ahead and put that lighter color down because the lighter brown color in the palette, it really does like blend in kind of like with my skin tone to where it's just like if I don't have something under it, you don't see it. So I just got to be real. So for me, I put the white down, and then I just kind of like to buff out the lines. I go above and below where I've applied it on after I pat it on. And when you pat your eyeshadow on, that's how you're going to get that pigment. That's how you're going to get that color. So as you guys can kind of see, I like to just kind of pat it on. And I do this several times, but for video purposes, y'all only see what I'm doing. Then I blend and buff out everything. I clean up all my lines. I make sure to blend down when I'm closer so that nothing gets muddy. And yeah, just kind of go from there. So this one is kind of more of like an ashy kind of color in the palette. It's like the darker of the two browns that's in there. So I just take that one and kind of go into my crease. And then I kind of blend it down this way nothing gets muddy, and then I'm gonna just kind of smoke out my lash line with it as well. But y'all, you really have to blend. And I know people say that, but I'm telling you, it's shit that I don't show you on camera. Blend it out, girl. So anyways,
you know that there are lies bad as you want. You stick around and let it show you why. If I was your man, baby, you never worry about what I do. I be coming home back to you every night, giving you right.
from there, I'm just going to take a little bit of this Maybelline concealer because I'm out of my NARS. This is still good. I like to put it close to my lash line and then look up into the sides. This kind of gives me a guide of where I'm going to do my cut crease, especially since I have very short lids. So I'm just going to use my cut crease brush from Sigma. All my brushes are Sigma except for like my blush brush. That one's Eco Tools. But then I'm just going to go out and, you know, after I let my concealer dry down a bit, I'm going to start to move it around. So this one here, I took this out of the palette. It's one of the bronzier colors. I'm going to start it from the outer and working in. And from there, I'm just going to start putting it on the lid. Now, I'm going to come back over with that darker brown that y'all saw and just kind of go into the corner and make that happen. And then on the inner part of the eye, I'm going to put that really light color that's in the palette. Sorry, y'all, no names because I don't have the palette in front of me and I'm doing the voiceover on a different day. But hey, you will be okay. Boom. So I have 3 shadows out of the palette on my eye, and I'm just basically blending them together, overlapping and blending them to get like a gradient effect. And y'all, this is so pretty. I'm just going to clean it up a little bit with that darker brown right over the top of my crease, just so you can kind of really cut it. Now, there is a little bit of fallout. You know, you can either be happy or sad about it, but that's to be expected. And I just cleaned up around my eyes. Because I don't have a lot of eye space, I typically like to blend kind of outwards. This way it just makes the eye open up more. But now I'm going to take a little bit of my nose. So I'm going to take a little bit of my NARS concealer and just put a small line there just kind of to chisel it out a little bit more and give it more definition. Now, this is my fave foundation that I'm using right now. I use the color Cappuccino in Bare Minerals. I like to apply it on my finger. I go kind of like under my neck. I just like to get everything seamless, and being that I'm getting over this tan and these tan lines, I got to do it. I take my beauty blender or my elf sponge, but I'm using my beauty blender today, and I like to press it into my skin and blend it out, and then I come back with my larger brush and I buff it out because I like everything to look seamless. I'm going to come in with my NARS is kind of out, so I got to go with the Maybelline. I really don't like concealing under my eyes with this one because this color is a little too light for me, but it's okay. So I'm going to let it dry down. Y'all see where I apply my concealer. You apply your concealer where you would like to have light on your face. But I like to come right under here. Now, the trick with this, guys, is you have to blend out the lines. You let it dry down a little bit because you don't want it moving and having too much on your face. But you see, once you blend it out, it should really look seamless. You should not see any marks of demarcation on your face. So I'm going to take a little bit of the Laura Mercier and I'm just going to briefly set it. I do not like to bake, so I just kind of set my concealer just because it is concealer, and I buff it out like immediately and come in with the beauty blender, and once again I just blend everything. I like everything to look seamless. I don't like to apply my concealer directly on my face, so I take my brush and I build it up. um, I would just suggest this because it's better. And then I like to set it, and I use my Tarte Makeup by Shayla palette, Tarteist Makeup by Shayla, and I use that to set where I applied, um, the darker concealer to pretty much contour my face. I don't contour my forehead and all that stuff, so that's just what I'm doing. Now, this is the Juvia's palette blush palette. I really like this palette. Me personally, I like to apply my highlight first because I like to come back with my blush and like fill in the separation between the contour and the highlight. So I blend out my highlight because I don't want to look like a damn reflector. That's just me. I mean, if you want to look like Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer or you want to look like a bicycle reflector, that's you. I like blending. I like everything to be subtle but yet still look good. So I'm going to take my blush and I'm going to just bring all of that together. And I mean, it's so pretty to me. I don't know. Y'all let me know in the comments below if you like doing stuff like that. But see, it's just seamless after you finish. It's really flawless. And I just think that's the point of wearing makeup. So my favorite liner at the moment is the e.l.f. And then I do love this. I'm like between my Maybelline and this mascara. These are my favorite. This is the Better Than Sex. I'm lining my lips a little bit with some Wet n Wild, just something simple. And I'm using Touchable Taupe by Maybelline on my lips for a nude lip. I could have done a red, but I wanted to do the nude. I just felt like it was prettier. And setting it, I really don't have to set it because my makeup will stay from the techniques that I use. But I went ahead and set it with some Cover FX spray. And this is pretty much my look, lashes and all. So if y'all like this, give it a thumbs up, share it, like it, and subscribe. Mwah. I love y'all.